capturing a brand's position. Find ways to rate and quantify certain company characteristics and personalities. So sure, some of this might be very subjective, but all these exercises can still be valuable in helping you find a style direction. Is it required? Absolutely not. But each activity brings you closer to having definitive reasons for making certain design decisions. So you pick rating scales that pertain to the company, industry, or target market. What's important to them? Client interaction and feedback can be very helpful in gaining valuable insight into the company. Is the company a cleaning company? Would a rating scale that shows where they stand on price? It might be very meaningful when you're doing competitor research. Sharing these scales with a client and discovering where they land on the scales could end up sparking great conversations that can lead you down the path of certain design styles and decisions. So we're going to do a quick example using our sushi club, and your scales can be made up depending on the industry. So like I said before, if it's a cleaning company, price would be kind of really important to show. So for this example, we're talking about a restaurant, we're talking about sushi, we're talking about takeout and delivery. So a lot of things are a matter. So one thing could be how fast they are at delivery. Are they going to be faster than their competitors? Are they going to be slower? They're not going to be able to find the perfect position on a scale. So some of that is subjective. That's okay. This is just generating conversations and generating ideas so that when we go to the brainstorming process, and we will finally get there, I promise, when we're brainstorming, we have these scales in our head, so price point, where do we fall? Based on what the client's already said, they're not the highest, but they are a little more expensive than average. So I'm going to put them a little bit higher on the price scale. Another thing is talking about our target audience. Do we want to be more masculine, feminine, gender neutral? So that's a really good question. Our user persona happens to be a professional woman, but that one person doesn't represent everybody that could be our target audience. It's just kind of a helpful visual for us. So that could be a client question. Do you want to go more masculine with your design? Do you want to go more feminine? And a lot of these are being challenged today in our new world where, we're challenged to ourselves to be more gender neutral with everything we do. So it's really important. It's a really interesting discussion that you can either have with your client or have with yourself. Kind of figuring out where you think this company would be best suited in terms of that style. I worked for a company that had 100% of their audience were men. So obviously I had a more masculine style. I used grunge. I know I hate it that I use grunge, but hey, the client liked it, and that's kind of what they used. Darker colors, richer colors. That's kind of what I did for them. So you will have some clients that will only target women and only target men, and it's good to know that. Okay, so here's another one is entry level or retired. Where are they professionally? That's a great question for us. Is when are they who's gonna be most interested in delivery? People that don't have a lot of time. So that's gonna be probably people that are gonna be kind of in between. Some are gonna be retired, some are gonna be entry level. I would honestly probably put this closer in the middle of kind of a career path, because our user persona, she's in her mid-30s, she's kind of just starting to get some extra income. So style, this is another good one. So you have modern, transitional, and traditional. So transitional is right there in the middle. You're not modern, you're not traditional. A lot of this you can even have in home design and interior design. This is kind of some tags that they like to use. So do you want to go more modern and fresh and simple and clean, or traditional and reserved? And that's exactly what we were trying to figure out with our Stylescape and brand presentation. So I think they're going to kind of sit in the middle. I know that's not going to be super helpful for us, but it's good to know whether they're going to be ultra modern or ultra traditional. That would kind of change how we approach the brand too. And you don't have to use these for your client. I just picked these because I thought they would be relevant to my industry. So bold and reserved. Style, design. Are you going to be reserved or bold? And that's exactly what the Stylescapes were helping us figure out. So bright or neutral. Once again, that's another style. If you were to present and have the client rank these and put it on a scale, 1 to 10, and trying to figure out where they are, this could be very, very insightful. So desired audience characteristics. Who do we want to be our client? Not who is currently our client, but who would we like to be our client? Are they going to be rule breakers or rule followers? So that would change your whole design. So if you're a youthful clothing brand and you want to target young people who are interested in changing society and going out there and just kind of being a rule breaker in a positive way, that would be an interesting insight to the audience. What if they're rule followers, and what if it's a financial institution, and you have people who, feel like they do all the right things and they're going through all the right steps. So this is all very open-ended and open. It's just a way to open discussion. So risk takers and risk averse. So that'd be interesting in the financial industry. Are you have risk takers who are going to be getting into investments that are very risky, like cryptocurrencies, or you have people who are risk averse and they are scared to invest in the stock market. How we design using colors and color psychology might really, you're going to get some good ideas of how to approach color too in psychology, and making people feel safe with cooler colors and cool tones for the risk averse, and for the risk takers using some of those bright vibrant greens and oranges. So we even have one for extroverts or introverts. Are these people that are social? Are they kind of keeping to themselves? Well, this is a delivery service, so you might have a little bit of introversion here, but this is just, once again, this is a lot of subjective stuff. But anything helps when coming up with the brainstorming process. Do you have to do this? No. I'm just giving you a set of tools to use. You can choose to use all of these tools. You can choose to use just a handful, whatever you feel like is going to be useful.